Hello and welcome to my Smackdown review tonight. Once again, back in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Was this a better show than Monday Night Raw last night? It had its parts. I would say a lot of it was kind of a solid show, but it had its parts where it was good and bad. It's better than Raw, than where I can only find like maybe 2 or 3 good things happening. It's a highlight, and everything else is shit after that. Going in for Smackdown, we had the 5-year celebration of the New Day winning the tag team titles 5 times, and they had like a Stanley Cup trophy with them coming out. As Wood says before he goes to Dragon Con this weekend, he had a few words to say that the Bludgeon Brothers are ferocious, but we are the tag team champions again. And that Big E said, I can finally say we are the five time. Next thing you know, Booker T's music hit. Can you dig it? But then it's like it was King Booker though, not Booker T. King Booger. Really. And the New Day, they couldn't believe it as people chanting Booker T. It was a really loud Booker T chant. As the New Day kind of took a knee for just pretty much bowing down to the King. King Booker introduced himself as the King of the Smackdown world. As the New Day knelt, Wood says that King Booker, that his eyes have deceived him. And King Booker pretty much says that the WWE Universe will bear witness as he is granted titles on the New Day, giving them names now. As Xavier the Wise, Kofi the Brave, and Big E. But Big E kind of then like, what's going on here? It's like you got skipped over, and you didn't give me a name. That you're going full Saxton on me, Bryan Saxton. As everybody tried to apologize to Big E. Booker T was like, tell me he didn't just say that. But he says he overlooked it, and you are now in the 5-time champions club now. That's where the New Day are. Next thing, and then pretty much said, can you dig that sucker? And they did the whole, Booker T's whole, catchphrase from there. And they all did their own versions of the Spinneroonie, which Big E just kind of laid on his back, and the New Day dragged him around. But pretty much then they set up their commentary table full of pancakes and bootios, and that's the color orange. As it was ready for this, trying to turn number 1 contenders for the tag team titles of who was going to be next, since the Bludgeon Brothers out of commission right now, especially Rowan, which I heard is for the next 6 months because of a bicep injury, if I'm correct. And Harper's kind of on his own right now. But just this whole segment was fun to watch. It was great. Booker T coming out, getting a huge pop when he was doing his whole King Booker thing. And it was really fun with the New Day, him being the king, pretty much giving the New Day names, granting them into the 5-time champions club. That's it now. The 5-time tag team champions. So it was a fun segment. I will say that. It was really cool and fun with the Booker T and the New Day. So I kind of enjoyed King Booker returning. Even everybody knows Spinneroonie. But the tag team, triple threat match going on with the Bar, the Club, or the Good Brothers, or whatever we're calling them, and the Colognes returning. I didn't know they were still there. Seriously, where the fuck had Primo Epico been? I thought they released them already. Then again, that Puerto Rico timeshare shit wasn't going nowhere. Then I forget if I remember, they were on SmackDown and they got rid of it. Then I think one got hurt, or they tried to play it up into something, but it never went in anywhere. Like, listen, they're just cold as ice. I actually forgot they were still in the company. Okay, I really did. I didn't know they still existed. I'm saying, where the fuck did they come from? I guess we're just trying to throw some bodies in for this tag team, little, triple threat thing. But I just kind of sat there like, I didn't know they still existed in the company. I didn't know Primo Epico were still even there. I'm surprised they've lasted this long, to be honest with you. Because I'm being honest though, what the fuck have they done? Was one hurt? I think one was hurt. I don't know which one, but I'm trying to remember one of them were hurt. But it's like, these guys are really not over to begin with. But I just look at that and this match. It wasn't bad. Some sloppy in a way. The Bar picked up the win after they pretty much threw Primo and Epico out of the ring, and Cesaro hit that elbow. He pretty much then got the pin on Gallows after the Primo and Epico did a double backstabber and the Bar winning. So I kind of knew the Bar was gonna win. I don't know, the Good Brothers or the Club or whatever. I'm actually kind of hoping they go back to New Japan now and go back to the real Bullet Club, because honestly, what have they really done on here lately? Then again, I kind of think of what they've done the past 3 years of this company, other than WWE kind of burying them in a way. With some ridiculous gimmicks it looks like they give them multiple times. So, sorry, ridiculous gimmicks they do, or nerd thing, but I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen them in TV so long. You forgot they were even there until last week when they kind of started wearing those suits, doing those accents and everything, and people talk about Carl Anderson's abs. So honestly, I'd rather see them back in the real Bullet Club and send them back to New Japan. Hey, I'm sure people want to see them all in. Just to kind of laugh at that, just the all in thing. But the Bar picking up the win, kind of expected it really. Next thing you know, Rusev Day was in the back with Paige, as they are now also in this tag team qualifying match, which we'll face Sanity and the Usos next week. Rusev, I think Lana for, but it was Aiden English that pretty much had it. It was a great surprise. So I feel like Rusev Day may go over in this. I would usually go with the Usos, but I honestly haven't seen the Usos lately. Sanity, they've just completely buried, unless they're actually going to do something with them this time, because they fucking buried those guys. But then again, the Bar is a heel team, so they're going to need a face team, and all signs I feel like I'm going to point to Rusev Day when I look at it. Let's see that the Usos, but I'm really thinking Rusev Day is going to pick up the win here. Jeff Hardy came out, who had his face paint with RKO on the side of his face, as he talked about Randy Orton's obsession with him, and that's changed the chemistry of his brain, and that Orton made him believe he could fly, and he's going to do this, that he is now rebroken by fate of, pretty much the whole obstacles of his career, that he feels reinvigorated. So I'm like, is Hardy Brother Nero again, or rebroken, or something as he put it? But he told Orton to come out to finish where we started. Orton pretty much congratulated Jeff for finding himself again, but he's not done with him yet, as Orton says. That the version of Jeff he wants to race is the one on the right now, the one I guess with the RKO, and he just pretty much figured out how he's going to do it, and he's going to leave in a pile of broken bones, and that Hardy, you think I'm going to come to you now, I'm going to do it on my own terms, because he's been called the Viper, or Legend Killer, or Apex Predator, but there's only three most destructive letters in the WWE, and that's RK. Pretty much Jeff Hardy said no, and he says, Orton, you're going to hell, and I'm coming with you. And he pretty much challenged him to a Hell in a Cell match. Is it that deep? I guess just of how they've beaten the hell out of each other, but I can understand why this is a Hell in a Cell match, but then again, it's like, is it that deep for a Hell in a Cell match? But let's see if Jeff Hardy jumps off of something. No, we'll see. Carmella was in the back, being interviewed by Renee Young, as talk about all the attention being on Becky Lynch and Charlotte, but the attention needs to be on me, that I was champion for the past 4 months, and the biggest thing happening, and that Becky and Charlotte are chump change, and that Miller is money, some of my neighbors says. Next R-Truth comes up, and he said, what's the lookout on the cookout? Pretty much where Carmella was, still trying to pin Carmella, as Ty Dillinger pretty much ran up with him. I guess they're a team now or something, tell her to leave Carmella alone. I'll admit I have enjoyed some of the R-Truth trying to pin Carmella thing is somewhat kind of funny, so I don't know, man. Truth, I don't make him like a fucking bumbling idiot half the time, but the whole Carmella thing was a bit funny. Even the thing with Nakamura they did. By the way, he wasn't on TV this week also. Didn't see Nakamura, but Carmella, though, pretty much getting a rematch for the night. But yeah, the Hell in a Cell match. Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I think I already explained that with Hardy and Orton, though. So I could see why, but then again, at the same time, next you know, the Iconics. Well, Billie Kay was going against Naomi. As they talked about Toronto, how the Raptors are having a terrible season. People chanted Raptors, and said Naomi's going to be crying after this match. And as they chanted pretty much Raptors, I don't think people really paying attention to their promo, anyways. And this match didn't even go that long. One thing I can say, one thing I kind of saw was I think it was Billie Kay. I don't know, that pull on Naomi's hair, like Naomi kind of knocked it out of her hand. You could see like the dust or like mist from it, because if you look at the end of Naomi's hair, it's like got like a lot of green and blue. You could see that green mist just spreading across when it was knocked. But pretty much Peyton Royce kicked Naomi and in the head, and Billie Kay rolled up for the win. So I don't know. Some people believe the reason why they even getting these wins right now is because of what Meltzer said about Royce on the internet. So now they've kind of gotten some type of pull. I wouldn't say pull, but some type of push right now because of that whole situation. Brie Bella came out, and then Daniel Bryan's music hit. Both of them came out. There's a lot of yes chants as they talked about their match at Hell in a Cell and last week against Miz and Maurice, which pretty much now tells you that Daniel Bryan's contract is extended. And yes, it does expire this Saturday at All In on September 1st. We don't know how long this contract goes, how this is going to keep going, but the feud continues with this, which I'm surprised is even going this long now, but I still don't think it needs to go to Mania. But this does extend it, as they pretty much talked about. Miz was feeling it last week, and he wasn't acting and everything out here. Miz always acts like a tough guy, but this time he wasn't. And then he didn't, he's not gonna go like SummerSlam. He's not gonna cheat. And he has the hardest punch in WWE as he wants to put on, but Miz is a terrible actor. And, he wants to pull his wife in front of him, but then, he's a coward. And then his wife, Brie Bella showed up, as Brie pretty much said it felt good to punch Miz in the face last week. And even though she was going after Maurice, but, they cheat all the time, and she got tired of it. So, she was going to, pretty much here to help Bryan. Bryan pretty much went on to say is that his wife punching Miz was hot, and that she's a diaper changing Miz punching hot mama at Hell in a Cell that would kind of kick Miz and Maurice's ass. Next thing you know, Andrade Cien Almas came out. Los Ingobernables, I just like saying that. And Zelina Vega came out as it was an honor to stand in front of two legends. I don't know what to go about the legend part, especially the Bellas. Legends, no. Pretty much said Brie Bella and Andrade Cien Almas, and that Daniel Bryan is going to get embarrassed in the ring pretty much by Almas here. Because that Almas has taken AJ Styles to the limit and destroyed Rusev and put Sin Cara on the shelf, and that Vega pretty much is the La Mahor. I'm sorry if I don't know the name. I have to go back and look at it. From Andre Cien Almas. Almas then pretty much grabbed the mic then, and that it was a little bit tough to understand him, but he won a match against Bryan pretty much. But Bryan says he loved to make it official, but he's not the general manager anymore. Pretty much someone can come out and do it, but the stage was just there, and then it was kind of uncomfortable. He says, it's kind of embarrassing, because usually I would come out, kind of build suspense, but next thing you know, Paige comes out, which was breathing heavily. She says, my office is on the other side of the building, but you guys are going to get this match. So this was a really good match, too, between Daniel and Almas, which was a really great match. Almost very interesting, and this was a really good match, okay? This was really good. I enjoyed this match. Of course, Miz and Maurice were watching backstage. Honestly, Miz's old t-shirt, he had a shirt like that, if I remember, back in 2011, that baseball-like jersey. If you go back and look at 2011, that's kind of like an old-school version of his shirt, if you want to go on from there. But I do remember that shirt he was wearing. But this was a really good match. Almost, I did like the whole reverse gory thing, but Bryan pretty much flipped into a sunset flip then. Pretty much guys chopping each other. Of course, later on in the match, one thing I did like was when Bryan was going to go pretty much charging at him. Almas pretty much hit with that back elbow to knock him down. As Almas pretty much kind of getting him from there. Daniel was almost about to give into the, I know it was a DDT in that, but I think he was going to go for the yes lock, but Miz pretty much came out then. Almas threw him across the ropes. Daniel pretty much hit a suicide dive on the outside. Next thing you know, Almas does like this damn tornado like thing outside the ring, which looked really cool then, I will say that. Almas pretty much got him back in the ring then, and was going to hit him with, I think it was a moonsault or the knee thing. Bryan got the yes locked in. Vega interfered. Bree stopped it. Maurice knocked her into the turnbuckle pole. Miz pretty much attacked Daniel Bryan from the back. Disqualification. Almas then hit his hammerlock DDT. And then Miz put him in a yes lock as Vega did the double knee thing. And then Maurice did a DDT. And Miz did a skull crusher finale. Match was really good. Okay, really good match. But most of the entire story here is just to continue this feud as Miz pretty much got heat on himself, him and Maurice, for attacking Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, interfering in the match there and pretty much taking them out. So I'm sure Miz is going to gloat next week and we'll see how this goes down. Like I said, this match is going to go out Hell in a Cell, even though I still don't even want to see the Bellas. And I'm sure people don't even want to see the Bellas next week on Raw. For that, they kept hyping up. But I think I already spoke on that whole thing yesterday in my Raw review. Next thing you know, Charlotte was interviewed talking about Becky, and that Becky thinks she deserves the championship. But you don't deserve everything, you don't win. And she doesn't believe in participation trophies, and she won't apologize for her success and everything that she ran through Carmella. And if Becky wants the spotlight, come take it, pretty much. Even though Charlotte sometimes does sound damn near dead like a robot sometimes, but her promo did get across, even though they're still trying to make it like the face. AJ Styles came out then talking about what happened last week with Samoa Joe as their match was set for Hell in a Cell, and that Joe's good at mind games, but he's got him where he wants him, but he hasn't really proven that he's that man enough to take the WWE title away from him. And they're pretty much talked about Joe, that he doesn't have the courage to face him like a man, and that he's not a man, and that AJ is the champ, and that he rules SmackDown, and demanded Joe to come out. Next thing you know, Samoa Joe was on the Titantron. He said he wasn't going to come out tonight to prove a point, that you want to come out here and play superhero and stuff and be a role model, but you're not even being a dad right now. Which he called up AJ's wife, Wendy. Oh, Wendy! And asked about Annie and AJ's promise to keep him home. And he says, so we're on next week for the back school barbecue, right? So save a plate for me. I'll be back at the house next Tuesday, right? And then AJ Styles ran in the back then. This thing, Joe's doing what he can to make himself a savage, pretty much. I don't know, damn it. I feel like he's damn near stalking his wife now. We're going to go on from there. And, continuing to say that AJ is just not being a dad. So, he's pretty much going to do what he can to keep coming at AJ's neck. But, pretty much the whole thing is just, I still feel like he's damn near stalking his wife in a way. But, I guess he's trying to prove that, AJ, you're never there for your family, but I'm going to send you back. But is it repeating lines a little? Yeah, but Joe was a savage. I thought he looked more savage last week, but this was pretty good too. AJ pretty much was running to the back and looking for Samoa Joe then. In the main event, Charlotte versus Carmella for the Women's Championship. Pretty much throughout this entire match, you heard "We want Becky" chants. Just multiple Becky. Which this match was not bad. I will say that. At least Carmella does hit a good suicide dive, I will say, from there. But this was better, but you knew the crowd what they wanted to see, and they wanted to see Becky Lynch come out. Charlotte pretty much won then with a natural selection and a figure 8. Carmella tried to not tap out and was screaming throughout most of the match and attacking Charlotte, but didn't work. Carmella tapped out. Becky immediately attacked Charlotte after that. Loud Becky chants, Becky being super over right here, going crazy. People were going crazy for her, chanting bad key, and then fuck. Gotta hold on a second. Here, take one of these. Sorry about that, but finishing off here. Yes, people were mostly ready to see Becky as pretty much she got the microphone and says that, you know, you're gonna get in my way, come hell in a cell, I'm taking my title back. And then she pretty much said, you bitch, and then dropped the title, and people chanted Becky then. And so they kept trying to put the camera on Charlotte for sympathy, but it looks like people just booed Charlotte throughout pretty much the end, you know, the whole ending before the graphic hit. She was on the side of the screen and went off. So Becky, they are really doing what they can to force her to be heel, but the crowd is mostly with Becky, and they try to do this whole heel versus face, even though it's in reverse. And I don't know if Becky should be a tweener, which they could go with, but people are mostly siding with her of being the face here. But you know how this company is going to go and going to try to make Charlotte look as a face, even though she should be the heel. And I'm sure people are tired of her being pushed to the moon. Some people call her Charlotte Reigns because damn near being pushed big as Roman Reigns. Just getting these title wins, I'm saying, to do Ric Flair. But, you know, Becky, it's almost like Strowman on Raw now. Like, they have pretty much now made Strowman into a clear-cut heel, even though he was mostly one of the most over people on here, getting these big chants and people siding with him, cheering for him as Roman Reigns gets booed pretty much out the building. But knowing his company, they're going to do it like that and make Becky turn on the fans as much as possible, doing what they can to make her turn on the fans and make Charlotte as a face, even though she came out there and cheered. Even though Becky came out there and mostly cheered like a face, but she's supposed to be a heel. And I know some people are going to say, and I kind of read this on the internet, how WWE was going to go say that this is a bizarre world, so the people that boo cheer the people that they usually cheer, or cheer the people that they usually boo, or this, like I said, bizarre world, or that's what people are going to say, oh, this is just Toronto. So that's what I remember people saying last week, oh, this is just Brooklyn. So I'm going to hear that they're going to just say, oh, this is Toronto. So I know I repeat myself a little, but I've kind of heard multiple things of people saying that. But like I said, knowing this company, they will try to, they're really going to do their best to try to have Becky be a big heel as possible. Even though she's being cheered like a face, they're going to do what they can to make her be in, you know, yeah, even though she's a face, they're going to do what they can to make her be a heel. But we will see what goes on from this. But then again, they're doing the same thing on Raw when you look at Roman and Strowman and how they kind of got that in reverse. And like I said, the whole heel and face dynamic. But, you know, that's kind of what to explain from there. But SmackDown, I will say, was a better show. Toronto, a very great crowd. Listen, Toronto's been good for both nights, okay? The chants, everything. I like Toronto. They are really great, loud crowd, and everybody's mostly invested in everything, and that mostly sitting on their hands half the time throughout these shows. Was Raw still bad? Hell yeah, it was bad, but the crowd was hyped for a lot of stuff, and so was SmackDown tonight too. I did enjoy the Booker T and New Day segment. It was very great to see. Of course, Becky attacking Charlotte, mostly, even though the whole match people want to see Becky regardless. That was another big thing. The tag team thing was whatever, but then again, it's like I said, why the fuck are the Colognes here? I don't even know why they were even there. Why? I don't even know why. But the Bar picked up the win. Naomi versus Billie Kay was kind of a waste. What else? I'm trying to go on what I remember from here, but oh yeah, Daniel Bryan from Almas was a really good match too. I put that as a highlight, and of course Miz and Maurice getting an attack on Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella out there. The Orton versus Hardy promo was pretty good, but I say Hell in a Cell. We'll see where it goes on from there. But SmackDown was a little bit more easy to digest throughout this show, so it was pretty good. I could say better than Monday Night Raw. Of course, that's sure anyone would say. But that's my review of SmackDown. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the show tonight. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Where do you go on from here? But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace. Got a lot of big things to pretty much prepare for the week because I'm all in. But I'm out of here and see you.